Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Friday, February 12th, 2010. Well, guys, there's no other way to sum up today as a wild day. It fits the wild week we've had in the trading markets this week. Unbelievable, folks. Look at the intraday chart here. Up, down, and again, that's coming off a gap down. So you gap down, you rallied all the way up here to go to gap fill, almost flatlining on the markets. At this point, the NASDAQ had actually turned positive. Then you fell straight down, you rallied back up, and now you're folding straight down again. This is absolutely out of control, this market. Again, being driven by the dollar, by global worries, up, down, and every which way. Volume today is decent, 238 million right now traded here at about 3:30 p.m. as I come into the close today on this market. The trading today has been very good. I mean, you've had some wild swings. You've had to be super careful. Again, one of the trades that I did with my premium members today, whether they were in the research center or in the chat room, was the TAN. I bought the TAN with them right at the open here at $8.10. And again, we sold it right here at $8.40. All right, 840 to 842 was my exit, nailing the high of the day as I called to them to sell it as well. Now, why was that the high of the day? Why was that the level that I chose to sell it at? Simply put, the high here on the TAN coincided for me, and the thing that told me to unload it was the fact that you had the markets going into gap fill. You know gap fill is going to be resistance. Therefore, utilize the charts of the market indexes to tell you when to unload your positions on the long side. Sure enough, that was the right move again as you pulled all the way back down here on the spiders. The spiders then bounced up again and are now pulling all the way back. Almost looks like a little bit of an M pattern, but you have to get this move to come down below this low here to have the M pattern in play. Otherwise, it would not be considered an M pattern. You have to take out the middle of the M for it to be an M pattern. Obviously, an M goes up, down, and the right side is lower than the middle portion, for instance, like this. All right, remember the M pattern has to be, and this side has to become lower than the middle point for it to be an actual M pattern, and you haven't had that yet. So this would actually have to come down right around here. Then you could start to say, look for the A pattern, maybe a flush next week. But again, that's still all up in the air right now as we trade into the close with about 30 minutes to go at the end of the day. Unbelievable day, folks. Again, overall, the scalps that you would have probably wanted to take if you didn't go long right at the open like I did with TAN, that's the TAN, which is the solar ETF, then what you would have wanted to do is wait, and then short this gap fill. Master level right here at the 107.90 level, and gap fill right here from this place where we had this green candle, and then we gap down today. That was gap fill, and that's where you would have gone short for the nice fall here. Then you could have looked for a little bit of a long position off the 200. It didn't quite get there, but nonetheless, a pop off of that and a move back to the upside for a double top. There's your double top, and then look at the pullback off of it. So the technical levels continuing to show us some great moves in this market. Again, an astounding week, folks. I mean, looking back at this week, I called last Friday the low in the markets. I said, guys, I believe the low is in. We got a reversal. We got a bottoming tail. And then I said to them, this isn't going to be a week that's just going to go straight up. You're going to have an insanely choppy week, but it's going to angle to the upside. Precisely what I said has come to fruition, folks. I mean, you couldn't have called it any better in respect to the moves. I mean, look at this intraday movement on the markets the last few days. Even going back here, down, up, back and forth, but ultimately you've angled to the upside, and I can show you that on the 60-minute chart. Take a look at your 60-minute chart. Look at this. Sideways to up, right? You almost have a little bit of a channel forming, but that's generally a choppy, very choppy 60-minute sideways to up angle in the markets. And again, that's the way it's going. And again, I believe that's the way it probably will last for next week. And again, I gave you guys all this in the weekend video last weekend and Friday's video and everything else to look for this type of maneuvering, and that's exactly been what has happened. You do have some pockets of strength today. For instance, U.S. Steel holding up very nicely, up 79 cents. For the dollar being slightly stronger today, you have to be impressed with U.S. Steel holding up. Other stocks that are doing pretty well today, you can look at Goldman Sachs. It's down about 64 cents today, but considering the markets are lower across the board, that's actually not too shabby. Right now, just to give you guys an idea, we have the Dow down 81 points, the NASDAQ is down just 1 point, and the S&P 500 is down 6. So you see the Dow and the S&P both down about 0.6 to 0.8 of 1%. But the NASDAQ is perfectly flat. The NASDAQ, again, holding very strong today. Apple Computer having a fantastic day. Look at this Apple chart, AAPL. It's off the highs, but it's still up $1.75 right here. Research in Motion, what a move on Research in Motion. Up here, trading at a $2.42 gain on the day. That is an astounding move as well. Look at the move over the last couple days on Research in Motion. So technology showing a lot of strength going into the weekend, but other stocks, for instance, Commodities overall are getting hit a little bit today. The USO is down about 50 cents on the day, a little bit of a drop there. And again, this is the wildness off of the dollar. Here's the UUP, folks. Look at this big drop. It gapped up huge. That's where we sold major. We had a huge sell right at the open and the gap down. And then look at the drop that happened. Huge drop. And then look at the zigzag pattern. This zigzag pattern is coinciding perfectly with these ups and downs on the spiders on the intraday. All these ups, downs are occurring exactly with the opposite move in the dollar intraday chart. Pretty astounding stuff, folks, all right? But again, a nice little profit on the TAN. A couple small scalps today. They were actually big-time winners, but just a few of them today on the intraday chart of the SPY. This weekend's going to be an interesting weekend. You have a 3-day weekend. Next week, you're going to have some good economic news to watch out for as well. Earnings, for the most part, are pretty much over. You have a couple leftover earnings announcements coming next week, but nothing in the major line of things. Looking at the spiders again, keep an eye on the double top here. If you get through this double top come Monday, this is where you're looking for, guys. Double top right up here. The 108.25, 108.30 level is going to be a big level. And then if you continue up, you have to revert to your 60-minute chart to find the next levels. Here's your 108.30, 108.25 level. If you get through that, you have gap window, and then ultimately gap fill. Great Wall of China is coming into play. This would be the Great Wall of China right up here. So watch that closely, all right? On the downside, look at this key trend line. If you connect this pivot low after the bottoming tail was right here, connect this pivot low to this, look at the lows of the day today. That's how you knew the lows of the day were in. We talked about that in the intraday stock chat. That is exactly how you knew that. Look at that. Move off, retest, move off, and then up we go. Then kind of trading choppy sideways. You actually have an in spirit of bullish pattern right here, believe it or not. In spirit of bull flag on the 60-minute chart, which could tell us we're going to move up maybe back to official gap fill all the way to 108.30 double top level on the yesterday, Thursday chart. If you get through that again, you're going to go up to the 109 level on the intraday, 108.90, 109.10-ish area on the intraday 60-minute. If you break to the downside, this is the line you're watching. This blue line connecting the lows, technically speaking, if that breaks, you probably go back to this low line right here at 105.90 and then make it all the way possibly down. If that breaks, you're going to go all the way down to this 104.60 level or so. All right, truly a crazy day, a crazy week. Things are going to be crazy, and it's been a great week for swing trades, folks. I mean, just looking across the board, swing trades, day trades, you want to be involved in the research center. That's the bottom line. The learning that's going on in there is immense. People, again, realizing the keys to the market and starting to profit and make massive amounts of profit by learning the rules that we teach in that intraday, in the research center, or in the intraday stock chat. Truly amazing. We'll see you in there, guys. I will be releasing more plays over the weekend, including the hidden gems next Tuesday. Tuesday, the hidden gems will be out. Be ready for that. I have a good pick coming up. Be ready. Take care, guys.